2, 1. I'd like to call to order the November 23rd meeting of the Code Enforcement and Nuisance Board here at City Hall Chambers, and we will go ahead with the roll call.
Deere.
Yes.
Dearbone.
Yes?
Eggleton.
Yes.
Holman.
Yes.
LaPointe.
Yes.
We will now take a moment to look at the minutes from the September 28th meeting. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to look at it, and we'll entertain a motion to approve if we have no corrections, changes to it.
Motion to approve. Second.
Deere. LaPointe. Deere.
Yes.
Dearbone.
Yes.
Eggleton.
Yes.
Holman.
Yes.
LaPointe.
Yes.
All right, we will now swear in all of our staff. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right. Under our hearing agenda, we have case number 1, which is case 2020-5323, citation 2021-9896, 1305 Lee Drive South, owner Sergio Castillo, officer James Hetty.
Good evening. Does this one work? You see it? Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to ask y'all to come up here. We have a screen, you can look at you, everybody see. Yes, ma'am. How are you? Oh, okay, I got it. Far right, other right, huh? Okay, y'all sit right here and
The beginning. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, okay. I got you. Well, I could, that might be a good place to start. Not necessarily. I'll go back 2 more. Is it 12, 11, 21? 12, 11, 21 now? Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, on this property, 1305 South Lee Drive, or Lee Drive South, had a complaint reference to automobile, let's see, mechanic shop, and it's salvage material, kind of like a junkyard. Cited with the first citation, it's on now. Cited with the first citation back in 2020, and it was appealed in probably February, I believe it was February of this year, 2021, was when we had the hearing in front of the board. I went out, and it's come a long way, but this is what it looked like last year and the beginning part of this year. Okay. Now, I went out, and that was in February when we had the board meeting. In May, I went back out to inspect, and I found that this photo right there is May the 12th, and it still shows a lot of salvage material, cars parked in the backyard. And so ended up through the New World system issuing a citation number 2, and I delivered that on May the 13th. On August the 2nd, I went back out and again inspected, and I didn't see any change. Still out of compliance. And so I tried calling Mr. Castile, and I inspected again on August the 24th, but on September the 14th, I did talk to Mr. Castile, and I quoted on the PowerPoint there what Mr. Castile had told me. He feels like he's being discriminated, but everybody parks in the yard, and he told me, when I clean up the city, then he'll clean it up too. So that was in September, and I had reinforced that I'll be back out in October to look, re-inspect, and there's my inspection for October the 8th, and there was still a lot of items out there and out of compliance, so I delivered citation number 3 on October the 15th. And today I went out earlier today, and there's still vehicles parked in the back, and there's some parts. There's a axle over by that building, whatnot, but anyway, so it's still out of compliance as of today. Anybody have any questions?
I have a question. The first photo you showed, was that from last year? It said 12/11/21, which hasn't happened yet, but did that mean to say 11/12/21 or?
First one, this part of this PowerPoint was from the first appeal, and so I attached the second part of it. So some of these photos there's the 12/20, just to kind of give you, well, there's the beginning of it, but we'll go through real quick. This is in July of 2020, September 2020, but you'll start seeing there's a lot of parts and different things. This is October of 2020, and right there you can get a good idea. A lot of times I was just taking the little side view of it, but there's a good view of the backyard, how it used to look in 2020. It's come a long way, however, it's still there's still some issues there. But anyway, this was October of 2020, and there's the December of 2021. That is a typo there. It should be December 2020, and I apologize for that, but that is a typo.
It's a house or a business?
It is. It is a residential area, and it is oh, I don't want to tell you wrong. It is zoned RM3, so it is residential, not commercial.
How many complaints have been received about this property?
I've fielded, at first, if you look at the case study, I did receive some complaints August 2018, but some of those complaints was they're parking in the street, congested area, and a parts truck was coming, dropping off different things. So I probably had, let's see, there's 3 complaints right there I could see. There was a couple in 2018, but in 2020 was when I had I served the notice of violation. So really, the 2018, I didn't really start the case till 2020. A lot of it, I think at one point there was one of the complainees said that they do it on the weekends, and this was back in 2018. But anyway, it's surrounded by a pretty high fence.
So now, is it possible for this area, if they wanted to turn that into commercial, is it possible to turn into commercial, or does it have to remain residential?
They would have to rezone, and it would be a public notification in a public setting where the pros and cons, different ones can say. But yeah, they could go through a rezoning to rezone that from a residential to a commercial.
Is he actually conducting business, or is he just working on his personal vehicles on the weekends?
First, it was working on vehicles. Through some of my conversations with Mr. Castillo, he bought another property, and that's where he moved the auto mechanic shop. However, he parks them there because the parking situation there at the other city park. But they come and take parts and whatnot off of the different vehicles, from what I understood from talking to him, there on the site. So it's not a salvage, that's more of an industrial. A junkyard would be an industrial. And, you know, in a residential area, we don't allow something like that going on in the backyard.
See, looks like September of last year, Mo here had received complaints through the Bowling Green Police Department. I was kind of curious about that.
Let's see, what, September? I know at one point there was, I had a complaint that called in that her sister was involved with an accident, a car wreck out in front of the residence. And that's due to a lot of different vehicles, but it is kind of tight through there. So at some point, I remember one of the complaintees talking about the police department had come out and worked the wreck, and that some of it was cleaned up. Some of the vehicles weren't out there as much.
So in addition to some in the backyard, there's some parked on the street.
There were, and when I went by today, there was 2 out front, but I didn't look. Used to, they would have, and I don't think I have any photos on this, but they would have like a car mart. It wouldn't have a regular license plate. It would have like a different, yeah, I've got it. In one of the, I documented the license plate had car mart licenses. So it wasn't one you could drive out on the road.
So is where that an overlay is right now, is that covering the site of the site that we're discussing right now?
It is. It is. Right there.
And the date of this aerial view, do you know?
This would have been February of this year, February of 2021.
Okay.
Ed, could you go back maybe the 2019 or the, I don't know if there'll be a 2020, but it might show some. There's quite a few cars there, but on my photo from today, there's probably 3 or 4 right there. So it is drastically changed from there, and there's green grass, but still, it's got a little ways to go.
I think I also read that the gravel had been refreshed. Is that gravel parking area within the dates, the approved?
Yeah, it is. I believe I looked at lot coverage at one point, and that refreshed gravel is fine going back to the building, but not the whole backyard. So he's got green grass that's come up since a lot of that salvage and the wrecked and the different vehicles have been moved out. It's kind of resembling a little bit more of a yard.
Yeah, so we can have something. Bring him up so he can have. All right, we'll swear you in, Mr. Castillo. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right. If he has anything he wants to say.
Pues, de que lo que dice el Señor, pues de primero, pues yo cumplí con lo que me dijo. Me pusieron una multa, pagué $300 en el mes de febrero. Sí, y o sea que continuamente me está poniendo complejo, pero ha limpiado yo. Y yo nomás lo que quería decirles que él me puso que tenía que poner como concreto o de la grava negra y que no hiciera más trabajo allí, que no estoy haciendo yo trabajos allí ya. Y vienen 3 cosas que me está poniendo $300 por cada cosa. En una que pues
Yes, according to what the gentleman has said, back in February, he gave me the first citation, and he charged me a fine of $300. I've continued to improve the property, cleaning it to the ways that he had instructed me. He had also told me to put concrete or gravel, and I have discontinued doing any other work, but for each of those violations, he has charged me $300 separately.
me está poniendo $300 porque yo dice que trabajo ahí. Yo les dije que ya no trabajo ahí desde noviembre del año pasado. Y yo ya renté un lugar donde ya estoy trabajando ahí. Y
¿Que le continúa poniendo esa multa?
Sí, que me está poniendo esa multa, pues, pero si ya no estoy, porque si tengo un poquito con cositas, esa la respeto, que puedo pagar esa de los 300, pero para poner concreto hasta allá, hasta la orilla, o poner grava, y pues no, porque ya tiene piedra que puse.
So, he told me to stop doing any work, and I have stopped doing that as of November 2020. was able to rent another area, and I have, and I'll pay the $300 if you want me to. I'll respect that. But in relation to continue to put gravel or concrete to cover the entire driveway, I've already done that.
Ya, porque si quiere que ponga concreto, que me dé más tiempo para yo juntar dinero y poner concreto hasta allá, hasta el garaje.
If I need to complete the driveway and pour concrete on it, I'll need more time. I'll need an extension so that I can be able to save up the money to do that.
These citations are based upon car parts, inoperable cars, those kind of things on the property as opposed to getting the driveway sealed or concreted.
Multas se dieron porque usted tenía partes de vehículos que no se podían manejar y no necesariamente por lo de la grava.
Y lo otro que ya no estoy trabajando allí, pues esa sí me la pueden quitar.
So the fact that I'm no longer conducting business at that property, can you remove that fine? The fact that I'm no longer working on the property or conducting business on the property, the exact words, can you remove it? I think he's referring to the fine. ¿Está refiriéndose a la multa?
A la multa.
Yes, just to clarify, he's petitioning the board to remove the fine.
Well, again, it seems to me that, it's still in violation today. And the fine is based upon an accumulation of being in violation over a time period.
Parece ser que todavía usted está faltando de cumplir con los términos y todavía no está siguiendo los requisitos. Y esa multa es debida a la acumulación de multas que se han llevado a cabo en el transcurso del tiempo. That's fine.
I see a lot of improvement. I mean, it's pretty clear by the slides that there's been a lot of improvement. And it doesn't look like to me, based upon this 11/23/21, which is today, that it might not take a whole lot to get it cleaned up.
Mucho mejoramiento en la propiedad. Y de acuerdo con las fotos que mostraron en la presentación y la foto actual del día de hoy, del 23 de noviembre del 2021, no requiere mucho para limpiar la propiedad por completo.
Sí, eso lo puede hacer. Claro.
How long do you think it would take you at this point to get it within code?
¿Cuánto tiempo usted piensa que le tomaría para poder poner la propiedad en cumplimiento con el código de mantenimiento?
Una semana.
A week.
Well, I think if we look at this, if he can get this cleaned up in a week, knowing that this fine is going from $900 to $1,200 the next time it goes through, I mean, that's what these fines are for. We don't like fining people. We want clean properties. That's why we're here. The fines are to help initiate that. And it helps pay for these guys that are spending their time going out there. So, I'm going to make a motion that we give him 30 days to get this cleaned up, or we add another fine to him, and it'll be a final order for me.
Que si usted le parece que solamente requiere una semana para limpiar la propiedad y que si no pasa la inspección la próxima vez, entonces aumentarían de $900 a $1,200 para la multa, que no les gusta tener que darle una multa, que las multas son para que las personas puedan iniciar el proceso del cumplimiento del código de mantenimiento. Él ha hecho una moción para hacer la petición de la Junta para que les dé un 30 días para que usted limpie por completo la propiedad y si no lo hace, le agregará más dinero a la multa.
So my suggestion is to make sure that there's no misunderstanding that you will need to get with Mr. Hetty to know exactly, and I'm sure he's already done this, but let's get with him and let's know exactly what has to be done to get that property in order, okay?
Entonces, es que usted entienda por completo cuáles son las cosas que usted tiene que hacer exactamente para poder llegar a hacer el cumplimiento de que la propiedad esté bajo control y que el inspector Hetty le ha notificado de esas cosas, pero que se reúna con él para entender exactamente qué es lo que quiere hacer para que tenga cumplimiento.
So therefore, I'd like to make a motion to uphold the citation and fine for 30 days, from this day for 30 days, and then Mr. Hetty will get back to our board to let us know whether this property is in violation or not.
We'll have to table all of it until
Okay.
the January meeting, since we
All right.
won't be meeting in December.
But I want to make sure he knows what our expectations are. And,
La moción es que le van a dar entonces 30 días y van a poner en paro esta citación para darle en efectivo 30 días para llegar al cumplimiento con los términos de esta violación, que usted se ponga en contacto con el inspector Hetty. Esa es la moción que tiene para que sepa las expectativas de la Junta. En el mes de diciembre no hay Junta, entonces tendrán que extenderlo para el mes de enero, pero para que usted sepa que los 30 días son vigentes.
So my motion would be that we table this to the January meeting with the expectation that this property will be in compliance. If not, then we'll address it at that time.
Second.
Votando para poner paro o alto a la citación, a dejarla para el mes de enero, con la expectativa de que usted va a limpiar la propiedad para tenerla a cumplimiento de los códigos, y en la audiencia de enero van a revisar de nuevo, reinspeccionar y hacer una decisión final.
Okay, so the January meeting is scheduled for the 25th, and Dearbone, and
Yes?
Dearbone,
Yes.
Eccleton,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
LaPointe,
Yes.
All right, now moving to our old business, case number 2, case number 2021-2699, citation 2021-8132, 1153 State Street, owner Edward Lawrence Litzy III, respondent Edward Litzy, officer James Hetty.
I'm sorry. This one, I had a report reference to the fence, and it was vinyl. And I'll be quick on this one because as of, let's see, November the 9th, they had changed from the vinyl to, oh, I'm going the wrong way. That's the vinyl. And it is in the historic district, so that's, can't have that, it's prohibited. But yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. All right. As of November, earlier this month, I noticed they've got the wood slats, wooden fence, and they did get their COA, their certificate of appropriateness. So I can report that they are in compliance.
I would like to make a motion to dismiss both the citation and the fine.
Second?
Let me tell you one thing, just because we were aware. This gentleman had sold his house in Louisville finally, so he couldn't be here tonight. Today was his closing. He went ahead and paid the fine. He went ahead and complied with everything. I think you needed to know that, but if you think it's appropriate, I think it can be refunded to him because it's the board's pleasure, but he jumped through all the hoops.
If we, I say I
think your
keep my
motion's
motion, yeah.
Appropriate one in that way.
Yeah, yeah.
But I want you to know he went ahead and paid anyway.
Okay, and just to clarify, dismissing a citation means that it was written incorrectly.
Oh, sorry, so let
Just
me,
wanted to clarify that,
Let's
yeah.
uphold the citation.
let me rephrase it.
Thank you.
Let's uphold the citation but dismiss the fine.
Okay.
Second?
Dearbone, Lapointe, Deer,
Yes.
Dearbone,
Yes.
Eggleton, Holman,
Yes.
Lapointe.
Seeing as how we have no new business, we will now go to our comments and announcements. First, we want to welcome our new code official, Miss Sonia Duderick. Would you like to introduce yourself, say anything?
I'm looking forward working with this amazing team. I actually come from dispatch. Worked 15 years for PD, so I'm not new, but yet it's all new, different, and I am looking forward to it. This is my second home.
Welcome, we're glad to
Welcome.
have you. And now we need to vote to cancel our December meeting, so I will make a motion that we cancel our December meeting.
Second?
Okay, Dearbone, Lapointe, Deer,
Yes.
Dearbone,
Yes.
Eggleton,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Lapointe.
Yes.
We all love each other, but I think we all want to be home with our families for the holidays. If there's nothing else, do we have anything?
No, thank you.
I think that's
All
it.
right, we will adjourn the meeting. Take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Deer, Eggleton, Deer,
Yes.
Dearbone,
Yes.
Eggleton,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Lapointe.
Yes.
Happy holidays, everyone, and thank you.
Guys.